I am out on a walk. That is what I have walked through for the last, I don't know, just under half a mile. But I can see a bit of a path, it's coming. God, for that. I had to put my jumper on because the gorse, I've got shorts on. Ow! I can cope with the prickles on my legs, but the prickles on my tummy and my bare arms is a little bit too much to what I can cope with. But I can see light at the end of the tunnel. If I had a dog, which I don't at the moment, but if I had a dog again, I'd have to come and clear this because this is a lovely circular route which is literally just minutes from my home through the woods. But I don't have a dog, and I'm unlikely to get a dog for some time, just because now I don't have a dog. Life without a dog, oh my god, it's unbelievable. But I do miss not having a dog. But if you don't know, we've replaced the dog with 5 goats. Goats are much easier to deal with because we could go away for the night and leave the goats. Couldn't do that with the dog. We'd have to take the dog with us or get a house sitter. But we do get a house sitter anyway because we've got chickens as well and we like to make sure they are tucked up in bed. The other thing is that I can go to work, leave the dogs. Can't leave the dog, but I can leave the chickens all day long. I can leave the goats all day long. So the goats are definitely easier. They're like dogs. You call them and they come running. And they're just great fun. So if I had a dog, I would definitely have to come and clear this path. Look, oh my gosh, it's getting better. Da, da, da. Oh, look at that. I can see the path. Ta-da! Hooray! Now I can take the top off again because I'm roasting. Great. Because I can't run that much at the moment, I went for a 3-mile run this morning. I have to go for a walk as well every day because I just get bored. I need to exercise. So hence why I do nearly a walk every day, run every other day. That seems to deal with the itch of not being able to run. But my gluteal tendinopathy is definitely so much better than it was. The only thing that's not great still is my adductor tendinopathy. That's still pretty painful at times, but it's a lot better. Got to get across that. So, bye for now. I made it to the other side of that horrible boggy bit. Yay! So now, if you look behind me, look, you can see for ages, and when I get around the corner and over the hill, I can see for miles right across to Glenafric, all the Munros on the west coast. Lovely. Can't wait to get there. So, onwards I go. My afternoon sunny walk. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's absolutely roasting. It must be, I don't know, 20 something degrees. We are in the north of Scotland. I think down south it's probably nearer 40. Oh god, I'm so glad I don't live down south anymore. My poor parents live in the southeast. Hot, hot, hot. I don't know why they don't move to Scotland. I've been here 26 years. It's time that they moved there. They don't work because they're nearly 90. What is their excuse for staying there? There isn't really. Rubbish excuses. Oh, we're too old to move. Oh, dear. I think that's a terrible excuse. Don't ever use that as an excuse to not move. They're both able-bodied, but they are getting old. And if they move now, it's better than if they move because otherwise they're only going to move if they're in a coffin. So I think they need to move to a bungalow because they've got a 4-bedroom house. And I know the stairs are a problem sometimes, especially when my dad fell down the stairs and then knocked himself out because he felt dizzy going up the stairs because he gets dizzy spells, and then he fell over and it's like I'm 500 miles away. It's like, Dad, you need to move to a bungalow. Oh, we're not moving. Oh, come on. I'd like to know if anyone else has similar problems with older parents of being very stubborn. But anyway, yes, it would be selfish for me to want my dad to come and move close down because I do like my dad. I mean, he would love hill walking. Look at the views over there. He just loves, you know, hill walking and stuff. But he just can't do it anymore because he's just not able. Never mind. Hopefully, maybe he will make the move, and then that will be really cool. We could convert the house a bit and then they could move in. That would be good. But anyway, back to my walk, enjoying the peace and quiet. Oh, it's just lovely. This is why I wouldn't move back down south. I like the peace and quiet. That was one thing I noticed last time when I was down south. Not last time, but the time before. I was definitely at the peak of my ultra running. And so I needed to go out and I needed to do like a 10-mile run and then the next day a 12-mile run or something. And with another 5-mile run. So it was a 5-mile run, a 10-mile run and a 12-mile run back to back. And so they live in rolling countryside, let's put it that way. So it's not very far from their house, and I'm right on the doorstep of countryside that I grew up in, so I know all the routes. So I ran on an old railway route that I sort of remember quite well, and then you come off that and go through lots of different villages. So I had some great runs. But one of the days it was a really hot day and I was drinking a lot. And when I drink a lot, I need to go for a wee. And here I am in these villages where there's no shops, no nothing. And I needed to pee. No pub, no nothing at all. And I was like, I need to pee. But because the bridleways and the footpaths and all of this it's just every corner you go round, there's a person. Here, I've been out, I don't know, maybe an hour today. Not one person I've seen. The other day I went out a couple of hours, didn't see anybody. When I walked to Drumna Rocket, saw 2 people. That was like, that day, that was about 12 miles and I saw 2 people in 12 miles. So my parents, I could see 50 people and 1 million dogs in a 10-mile run. And I needed to go and pee. And but it was trying to find a bush to pee behind, which wasn't backing onto a footpath. Or thinking, oh, there's a footpath that comes there and a footpath that's there. They join there, and if I go in the bush there, someone's going to bound to come along that footpath. I managed to find somewhere to pee in the end, but it was literally by the skin of my teeth that I managed to pull my pants up before someone passed by. But that's one of the risks of going out for a run in the countryside. Especially if you've been drinking quite a lot, and it was quite warm, so I was drinking quite a bit. And then you need to go for a wee. But hey ho, these things happen and you just have to do it. So So I don't know, can you see? So over there, oh my finger, why can't I get it there? So you can see the cloud, that's heading west towards Ullapool. Gairloch is over there. It's raining over on the west, but there's absolutely no wind. So hopefully it stays over there and doesn't come over here. Little downhill bit here. It's just lovely here. You can see that water over there is the Bewley Firth, which goes out into the Murray Firth. So if you're keen on seeing some dolphins, that's the place to go. Right out into the sea a bit, but you can see them from land at a place called Channery Point, which is on the Black Isle, near between sort of Fortrose and Rosemarkie. If you look that up on the map, then you'll know where I'm talking. But it's a hot spot for looking at dolphins. Best time to catch the dolphins, of course, is when the tide changes. So tide coming in brings the fish in, brings the dolphins, and then you'll get a good catch of watching them. I did go there many years ago with my uncle, dolphin watching. That was really good. Spending time with my uncle was also cool, but yeah. We used to go plane spotting, so it made a nice change to go dolphin spotting instead. He used to travel all over the world looking at planes. Took me quite a bit with him. Not quite sure what the appeal was, a bit like train spotting. Not quite sure what the appeal was, but he got to travel just to go and look at planes. It's quite cool, really, if that's your hobby, if that's your interest. Preferred a horse in those days. Ride a horse, much more fun than driving to an airport and just staring at aeroplanes landing and taking off. Although aeroplanes taking off and landing is also pretty awesome. Aeroplanes are really safe mode of transport, so I don't really understand why people are really scared of flying. I mean, planes don't often crash. When you drive a car, there's always crashes. You're far more likely for something to happen driving a car or being a passenger on a car, in a car, not on a car, than you are in an aeroplane. But some people get really scared. And I flew from Kathmandu to a little place called Lukla in the Himalayas, up in the high mountains. There's this tiny airstrip, and I'm not joking when I say this looks just like that airstrip. It was just a little bit of gravel into the hillside. Oh my god, if the pilot didn't put the brakes on fast enough, we would just plough into a few houses at the end, and then we'd just hit the mountain. If on the takeoff, if we didn't get enough lift, we would just crash into the valley below. And also, if we didn't get enough lift, we would hit the mountains opposite. And the plane, I don't think the safety was particularly good. You could see out of the door, where the steps go down. That door that is effectively the steps, because it's a tiny little plane, like a little Cessna type aircraft. It was titchy with little propellers, really noisy. But flying over the mountains, over the Himalayas, seeing, Everest and all of those other big mountains. Oh my god, it was absolutely awesome. It was also really scary. Everyone cheers as soon as you land. But oh my gosh, what an amazing thing. And although there has been a few plane crashes there, for the risk that they take, there's not been that many plane crashes. If you were driving a car, you'd probably crash there more than there's no cars there. So you would have more car crashes than the plane has crashed going to that airport. So I'm just saying, Don't know why you're scared of flying. If you are scared of flying, you just need to get over yourself, because it's safer on an aeroplane than it is driving or being a passenger in road transport. Just saying. All these people that don't want to fly somewhere, or don't want to go, oh, I can't go on holiday because I can't fly. We have a friend who doesn't like flying and have to visit the bar before flying, but they don't often fly anywhere because they're too terrified to fly, so they don't go on holiday abroad because they don't like flying. But the stupid thing is, they used to work at an airport and they knew how safe it was, but they still don't like flying. They must have had, I don't know, I would like to say a bad experience, but I've been on a plane when there's been really bad turbulence, and I held on to the person sitting next to me. I had no idea who they were, but we both held hands because it was really, the turbulence was really bad. But we landed. It was turbulence really bad because it was very, very windy and thunderstorms. Oh my god, it was horrendous. But we landed safely. It was absolutely fine. Pilot did a great job. So well done to all you pilots out there and you amazing cabin crew, because you all do an amazing job looking after probably some very difficult people. Yes, customer service is definitely one of their high priorities, looking after people. I don't know how the cabin crew sometimes put up with all the turbulence of passengers and turbulence of the air when it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But they do a fantastic job. Anyway, so I'm pretty much at the end of my country walk. So, thanks for joining me.